Hey, Mike here from Showboys. We're excited to bring you Showboys Gaming, a YouTube channel created for you to enjoy our exclusive gaming content. Anything from live streams to gaming videos will be found here. Go subscribe now so you don't miss out on any Showboys Gaming content.
Hi, I'm Becca.
And I'm Mike.
And we're the Courtneys.
We're the hosts of a new marriage and relationship centered podcast called Couple Conversations. We're not here to give marriage or relationship advice, but instead we're just going to have some honest and thought-provoking conversations about our relationship.
After 10 years of marriage and the chaos of parenting, business ownership, and being content creators, we thought it was important to focus on dating each other and keep the spark alive in our marriage. So when we're old and wrinkly, we still enjoy each other's company.
Each week we'll be going through a series of questions to have honest conversations about our relationship, as well as occasionally be joined by other couples to hear their stories and advice. We just want to share the things that we've learned along our journey and remind you all to continue to date your spouse.
So join us every other Friday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, beginning October 8th, and join the conversation.
Hey, Nick from Showboys here, and I want to invite you to become a member of the Showboys Discord. Our Discord is the one-stop shop for all things Showboys, from announcements to fun conversations, and of course, memes. Come get to know the Showboys staff and our growing community of pop culture fanatics. We have something for just about anyone.
Hey, Mike from Showboys here, and I wanted to let you know about the Showboys merch shop. Go check out our classic collection featuring our classic Showboys logo. You'll find a variety of products ranging from phone cases to tumblers and coffee mugs, and of course, t-shirts and hoodies. Head over to linktr.ee/showboyspodcast for the link to the shop. So what are you waiting for? Head over to the Showboys merch shop, help support the podcast, and grab yourself some Showboys swag.
Hi, my name is Siv, and I'm a proud partner of the Showboys stream team. I'm what you call a variety streamer. What that means is I play a bunch of different styles of games, from platformers and shooters to fighters and survival horror. We rarely play the same games twice, and it's normally a game I don't know anything about. What this means for you is fresh and interesting content, live on the regular. And if you're the kind of person who prefers to watch at their leisure, we have a YouTube channel where we upload content daily. I mean, with so many options, why haven't you joined the civilization yet?
What's up, guys? Chad from Showboys. Just wanted to remind you that we have officially launched our Patreon. Head over to Patreon and check out the exclusive content offered for each tier. From the ability to recommend a topic for the show, exclusive Patreon-only episodes, the chance to appear on an episode as a guest, and much more. With tiers starting at only $1 a month, you can help support our growing community and help us continue to bring our amazing content directly to your lovely little ears.
What's up, everyone? How you guys doing tonight? My name is Mike. Welcome to the Showboys podcast. I'm here with my trusty co-host, Pixel Nick. How's it going, buddy?
Good. How are you?
Not bad. A lot better than Chad.
Yeah, poor Chad. Rip Chad. Pray for Chad. It's not that bad, but it's Chad.
If you're wondering, Chad, he is down with the sickness.
That's
Sorry,
fantastic.
that was so cheesy, but I had to do it.
No, it's great.
One more time. Down with the sickness. Yep, that's currently Chad right now, just throwing up all over himself.
Bleh.
But no, in all seriousness, he is not feeling well tonight, so he is ducking out, and we decided to switch up our plans tonight. We were going to hit you guys up with the ultimate best ever Star Wars movie tier list that has ever existed on the internet. But we know Chad is a huge fan of Star Wars. So we wanted to save that topic for when he could be with us. So we're going to push that back to next week. And instead, Nick and I are going to have one of our favorite types of episodes, and that is our good old friend, What's Watching. So, yeah, before we get into it, how are you doing tonight, dude?
I'm doing good. And, I do like that Star Wars power rank, tier rank is pushed till next week, because that means there's extra time for everyone to join the Discord, or if you're in the Discord, fill out my lovely little tier rank chart, post it and answer the boys. Definitely fill that out. We'll use that next week to help us build our tier rank.
Oh, yeah.
Because as Mike says, he doesn't know anything about Star Wars, and he doesn't feel, entitled or whatever to do that on his own. So
yeah, I feel like, I shouldn't be entrusted with something that important.
It's not important.
I was gonna kind of play moderator, and help maybe break a tie here or there, and just put a little input in here or there. But yeah, you and Chad are definitely going to be driving that ship for sure. Yeah, so make sure you guys tune in next week. It should be really fun. I'm looking forward to the Star Wars movie tier list. Yeah, I think also it was recently your birthday.
It was all but 2 days ago.
Yeah, big what, 4-0?
Close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick's just a few.
I'm a stern 37.
Yeah, a few years away from getting that handy dandy golden Buckeye card. If you're from Ohio, maybe you know what that is, but
I don't even know what that is, and I'm from
it's
Ohio.
like a senior discount card.
To what?
I don't know. You could just whip it out and be like, "Yo, I'm old. Give me a little discount."
Does it work on video games?
People used to use it all the time when I worked at Subway back in the day, like when I was in high school. So that was a long time ago.
If it works on like video games and cooler at Best Buy, like that would be cool.
Yeah, who shops at Best Buy still?
Nobody. It's just a showroom floor.
True. Yeah. But yeah, before we get into the episode, I just want to shout out our top tier patrons, Tim B and Yusuf H. Thank you guys so much for being patrons. And if you're interested or have no idea what Patreon is, go over to patreon.com/showboyspodcast. Check out our Patreon page. This is a nice way that you could help support us and the show by donating money every month. There are 4 different tiers at different price points, starting as low as $1 a month. And there are, a bunch of cool perks and rewards for being a Patreon member. But yeah, this money goes towards, back end costs and helping us be able to produce the best quality of content that we can for you guys. And yeah, your support would mean the world to us. Tim B and Yusuf H, you guys rule, and your support means a lot. So yeah, head over there, check it out. Hopefully you can sign up today. If not, we're just glad that you're here. listening or watching, and hope you find this show a little entertaining.
Some of the obviously the favorite things about the Patreon that I like posting on there is obviously the alternative art
Oh,
work
yes.
for some episodes, because sometimes we might come up with a couple variations of something, and they just all look good, but we just have to pick one, unfortunately, and that's where I'll toss up the alternative art, and obviously our monthly Patreon
Yeah, got
episode.
some exclusive episodes over there.
They're actually, I mean, they're pretty good episodes. They're fun, they're low key, and they cover a wide variety of topics, random stuff. I like them.
Yeah. It's a fun time. So go over there, check it out. It would mean the world to us. Now we got that out of the way. We have a merch shop, link in the episode description. And join our Discord, link also in the episode description. Yeah, this is a staple episode. We try to do these What's Watchings. We try like once a month-ish, maybe once every other month. Sometimes they kind of get pushed to the back burner. I can't remember the last time we had one, but these ones are always fun for me, and it's kind of how the first episode of Showboys happened. This is kind of like the pilot idea of our podcast, where we would just kind of hang out, tell each other what we've been watching, and it was really cool that first episode, and it's been cool every other time because while Nick and I and Chad and Jordan and Cody, we all have similar tastes, we also have a variety of tastes. So almost every episode that we have like this, I walk away adding 2 or 3 shows to my backlog, which kind of like realistically sucks because I never have enough time to watch any of this stuff. But it's always fun for me because I walk away with some new ideas of shows to watch. So yeah, man. What have you been watching lately, bro?
Dude, I think technically our 2021 year in review was the last What's Watching. And before that, it was September 16th. So we do it every 3 months. We do it every 3 months.
Well, once a quarter. We
once
need
a
to
quarter.
Maybe make that a little more frequent, but
need to bump that up.
There's just so many fun things to talk about that it always just kind of gets like forgotten about. But
this is true. This is true. Man, what have I been watching? That's a good question. I think the biggest thing that I look forward to enjoying watching, obviously, I think since we obviously had a What's Watching, Book of Boba Fett, Peacemaker in the books, we've talked about those at great lengths here on the podcast, and that's where we do get some of our watching angst out, right? We had a whole series about Book of Boba Fett. We had 2 episodes about Peacemaker, so those are out of the way. But more recently, I would say one thing that we're kind of crawling through, it's kind of like, when we order out, eat dinner, in the living room. We've been watching Inventing Anna on Netflix, which has our favorite actress from Ozark.
Yeah,
Ruth. Oh, Ruth. She's the star. She plays Anna, and basically Anna is this true story. The show is this true story about Anna Delvey. Supposedly that's her name, but she basically conned her way into New York rich society, like the elite, and basically convinced them that she was this very wealthy German heiress to a incredibly large trust fund, and she just kind of finagled her way into the upper ranks of New York society. And it's quite an interesting story. Follows her, but also mostly follows like a reporter reporting on her, trying to get the story, the true scoop, while she awaits her arraignment and trial for her crimes, which she didn't do, but did? Question mark. It's very interesting. And the fact that it happened in 2018, I think, is when it all takes place. Supposedly, if you lived in New York, it would have been a big thing, the way it frames it. But it's definitely an interesting story. They throw in things like the Fire Festival. Like apparently she roomed with the Fire Festival guy that kind
Oh,
of started all that.
nice.
The guy who owns Wu-Tang Clan's like master album, like the masters to that one, like that whole thing. That guy that was buying, like he bought the Carter 5, Lil Wayne's Carter 5 before like anyone else heard it. Apparently, like she had dinner with him, like all kinds of crazy like connections to just real world stuff that we know, and it's a really really crazy story. And I'm excited to finish it, to really figure out if it resolves it all. It's weird, crazy.
Nice. Yeah, that actress, her name is Julia Garner. By
Yes,
the way.
Julia Garner.
She's good. She's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen like a few trailers, commercials for Inventing Anna. Looks very interesting.
Yeah, it's cool. You know, has some other noticeable, like you've seen them before faces, you know, throughout it, and it's a good watch. It's kind of fun too because he kind of shows like how the incredibly rich like New York, the in crowd, right?
Mhm.
I forget what they refer to them as,
Like
but
socialites or something
yeah,
like that.
yeah, the New York socialite kind of tier of people. It's just so crazy. And then like somehow this random girl kind of inserts herself into that and
Yeah.
pulls a
I,
lot of weird stuff off.
I like a good con story.
Oh yeah. But she's real.
Yeah, but she pulled off a great con.
Did she
conned.
though? Well, if it
I
wasn't a
don't know,
con,
maybe.
it's all lies.
I don't know. You tell me.
She is who she says she is. But yeah, that's what we've been watching. That's been our group watch. My wife and I, and the other one we haven't really like. I wouldn't say we're watching it like we're trying to watch it, but we got
Yeah.
distracted by the Anna one. But it's the good lord. I sent the name to you because it's ridiculous. The girl.
Oh, the
In
girl across the street
window.
with the house of the thingy.
Yep,
I know
I'm about to
exactly
read
what
it.
you're talking about.
The woman in the house across the street from the girl in the window.
Yes.
Good lord, longest name to anything ever.
Oh, I love
It's
it.
interesting. We've watched an episode or two. Probably need to peel back to that at some point, but another interesting, fun Netflix watch there too.
Yeah.
So
Like, how much do you know about that show?
just like the real like intro basics, like who she is, kind of like what happened to her, why her situation the way it is, stuff like that. Have you watched it?
No, but I don't know if I want to say this because I don't know if it'll ruin it for you. So I just won't say it.
Don't ruin it, Mike.
I won't
That's
say
not
it.
what we're here to do.
No. Spoiler free. We're just talking about what we're watching. But
Uh-huh.
you know, talking about what you and Aaron have been watching, and talking about kind of possibly a con story, reminded me that Becca and I recently watched the Tinder Swindler. That is a tongue twister for sure. But that's a Netflix documentary. It's a movie, not a series. But basically, it's about this dude who cons a bunch of women that he meets on Tinder into basically funding his extremely extravagant lifestyle.
That's how Anna Delvey started out too.
Like,
not on Tinder, but New
it's
York
insane.
socialite.
He basically dates maybe multiple women at the same time from different places, tells them that he's the son of like this diamond king who has like this crazy diamond company, and he's like flying around all over the place in like jets and stuff, but basically he's living this crazy millionaire lifestyle off the money of these girls he's like dating on Tinder, getting them to like open up credit cards and pay for stuff for him, take out loans like 20, 30, $40,000 loans, and like funding this stuff. And it's an insane story. And it kind of starts off a little slow. I don't remember who, I think maybe it was someone in our Discord said they started it, but like couldn't get into it right away. I would recommend this just off of the absurdity of the story.
Yeah.
And give it a fair shot, because the beginning is a little slow to get to the like real interesting good stuff, but it's worth it. It's super crazy. Big con guy over there, that's for sure.
It's just such a strange premise. A guy on Tinder
Yeah.
somehow soliciting just women to pay for his lifestyle.
Yeah, it's insane. If you guys are looking for like a movie to watch some night, watch that. It's pretty great.
It is a movie?
Yeah. It's
Oh.
a documentary movie, not a series.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. I know how much you love movies, so.
Well, I dislike the whole like murder mystery and like real life like documentary stuff as a series. I think I prefer those as movies because I wanted to like start and end in one go.
One sitting.
I don't like when they like drag it out, because sometimes those things really could be like half the length they normally are, like 8 episodes. You could probably got that done in 3 or 4, and we got the point.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that's been something that we watched. We both enjoyed.
Nice.
And then the other thing that we've been watching together, Beck and I haven't really been watching much together. We've just both been busy. Her with our furniture business. I should say her furniture business. Doing stuff at night, or just being tired from being a mom of a newborn and not getting much sleep. But we've been watching a show called The Chosen, which, as you may have heard me talk about on the show before, I am a Christian and I am the worship leader at the church that I attend.
You are?
Yeah, I'm the guy who sings the songs service on Sunday mornings.
Catch it on live stream too, if anyone's curious. I will send you the link if you ask.
Please don't, because we haven't quite figured out like the best way to mix the music audio on the live streams.
If you want to see Mike sing, just DM me in Discord and I will send you the link.
Embarrassing.
Yes.
So every Sunday morning I'm up on stage strumming the old guitar, singing some songs to the Lord. But yeah, I really want to talk about this show, even though it's something very different than anything that we've talked about on the show before. And I don't want to come across preachy or anything. So I'm not trying to like convert anyone out there. But this show, it's called The Chosen. It is a crowd-funded series that follows the life of Jesus. Yes?
There's a Netflix series called Chosen.
No. That's not
that came out this year. That is not that. I want to be clear. So I was like, this doesn't sound like what he's talking about.
No, it is not this Netflix series. It is called The Chosen.
What do you watch this on?
It came out in 2017.
Okay.
So this actually isn't really on any of the big streaming services. I think at one time you could find it on YouTube. If you like are watching on a tablet or your phone for some weird reason, I think they have like an app called The Chosen. But Becca and I are watching it on, I forget the exact name of the app, but it's like BYU, something like the college, like Brigham Young University or whatever. They have an app on the Roku, and we've been watching it through there. But basically, it follows the life of Jesus when his ministry starts. So it kind of is telling the story of the Gospels in the New Testament of the Bible. And I will put this out there. I am the type of person that will hardly ever watch any sort of Christian show or movie, because while the intent is good most of the time, the content is so garbage. Like the acting's terrible, the writing's pretty terrible. This show, actually, as a show, like taking out the religious aspects or like the message or intent behind the show itself is actually like really good. Like the quality's good, the acting's good, the cinematography's good. They have some cool technical stuff. One of the episodes had about like a 10, maybe 15-minute one shot opening for like the first 10 minutes. It was really cool. I was like, holy crap, this is a nice long wonder they got going here. But yeah, it's been a fun watch for Becca and and I think one thing that's made it really interesting for me to watch is um it's retelling basically the entire New Testament through the gospel stories, and it's really cool to see the stories acted out and like with visually with the historical context of the region over there, with the like tonal context of the conversations that are happening, and just how they characterized Jesus and his disciples and like how they are as people. I think it like humanizes that story and makes it very relatable. Plus, it's actually like very, 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 very accurate to what happens in the Bible. They don't try to like embellish anything. They just tell the story. I mean, they, of course, you know, there's not a lot of dialogue between the disciples and stuff in the Bible. So like the conversations and stuff, they kind of infer things. But yeah, it's been really cool, pretty powerful show to see these things that I've read or am reading in the Bible and like never really paid much attention to, because when I read the Bible, it's actually very hard for me to get anything out of because I'm reading like a 2,000-year-old text that I have no context
Sucks.
on. Yeah. It's not very attention grabbing. It's not like I'm reading Lord of the Rings or something. And that probably sounds terrible of me to say, but
Have you read Lord of the Rings?
no, I actually don't know how to read, which is another reason why this show is so great. But yeah, I don't know. It's just put a lot of things in perspective that I've either never really understood or never really like grasped the like weight or gravity of these stories, you know. I would recommend it if you're into that, looking for something you know, to explain the life of Jesus. It's a good one.
Nice. Solid
Yeah.
find. Was that something that you've known about and you finally got to, or you just like found it recently?
Well, I've heard like when it came out, I heard a bunch of people talking about it, and like I just rolled my eyes because I'm like, oh, another Christian show, great. I'm sure it's awesome. Yeah, I'll take your word on it. But Becca watched. She went through like the first season on her own while she was, you know, working on furniture upstairs or whatever. And I would come up to like get another cup of coffee or fill up my water bottle, and she'd have it on, and I'd catch a few minutes and be like, oh, this actually isn't that bad. And then yeah, she just restarted it and watched it with me. We're like halfway through the second season. I think right now there's only 2 seasons on the app, and I think they're working on the third, and they plan to do 7. But the interesting thing is it's all crowdfunded. They're not like backed by a studio or anything, so they don't have any like outside influences trying to change the direction of what the creators are trying to do. And on IMDb, it's rated 9.6 out of 10.
Whoa.
Which is pretty crazy. But anyways, yeah, I've enjoyed it a lot, so check it out.
Makes me think of how much I want season 2 of Messiah on Netflix.
That was a good show.
That was a good show. That was definitely a good show.
It really was, man.
Yeah, well, that's cool. That's cool. I'm always down for a good it's like it's historically accurate, you know, if it goes up, right? It works itself to be that way, is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's a historical period piece. Is that why you like it too? It's a period piece.
Yeah, I never thought of it that way, but yeah, for sure. I mean, I I would assume, go through great lengths to make sure it's like the culture and society is accurate to what it was back then, which plays a lot into helping me understand like why some of these
Yeah.
stories in the New Testament actually like meant something. So I'm like, oh, because society back then was this way and that was kind of not the norm or not acceptable, and but it happened and that's why it's crazy. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess you could look at it as a period piece.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think what happens is like people, they read, the stanzas, the verses, and like specific things looking for something, and they like hone in on like this, these lines, and they're like, what does this mean? Right. And they're
Yeah,
trying to extract some sort of meaning. But they forget that you have to place that in the context of like the wider world, right? You have to build that
yeah,
world out in your mind to really understand what's going on there. And that's why this sounds pretty cool, because it sounds like they're taking the effort to like, and that's why you're getting a little different meaning now, because they're taking the effort to show you like,
yeah,
yes, so we're going to cover these topics, but we're also going to show you what's going on
yeah.
in the whole world.
Well, that's the thing is like I'm like a visual learner, so like that just adds another extra layer on. But I think, well, 2 points off of what you said. I would venture to say a lot, if not maybe the majority of people who read the Bible probably don't fully understand it, because unless you're a scholar in theology, you're probably not, you know, digging on the internet and like learning about historical context and societal context. So
Yeah.
um that plus uh at least when I read um and I'm like reading the quotes of Jesus and like the things that he said, like the way the Bible's written, it I don't know, sometimes can come across like, I don't know, almost like scary or like super stern, or at least like because I know who Jesus is, I'm like, oh,
Oh,
that kind
bro,
of,
chill out.
yeah, yeah, right. But what this show does really well is it shows that Jesus was like a normal dude, except he wasn't a normal dude, but like he acted like a normal person, right? Like
Just a normal guy.
he was funny, he joked around, he like was a good friend, like, I don't know. It just does a really good job of humanizing that story and like making it much more relatable than reading it in the Bible.
Yeah, that makes
At
sense.
least at least to me.
Yeah. No, no, that's nice. I'm glad that
Yeah.
you found one that you like and enjoy when you otherwise don't like and enjoy that stuff.
Yeah, I typically despise every every sort of Christian media that comes out.
That's good. That's
Um,
good. That means
yeah,
that you keep things in perspective that way.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. What else have you been watching?
What have I been watching? Let's hear. I have been watching. What do I pick next?
While you're thinking, anyone out there watching on the live stream, feel free to chat in and tell us what you've been watching. We'd
Yes,
love to
please.
hear those things, and we'll throw your comments up on the screen here and have a little chatty about them.
Yeah, and I'll have to say I've been watching Attack on Titan season 4, part
Not
2.
not surprised.
Looks like this is gonna be a 32 episode season.
Did you say 32
The
episodes?
first half was 16 episodes. Those were in the book like last year. So
Mm.
it's really a season 4 and a 5. I don't know why they do the 2-part thing. Mostly for storytelling, because this is all one like cohesive final chapter, and I think that's why they chose to do this. But yeah, it's a 32
Oh.
32 episode season, and I'm really glad it is, because I kept having this like internal fear that I'm like, it's only going to be like 12 episodes long. Like, this is it. This is the finale. And so far, like, tons of episodes could have been like the finale. They're so like grandiose, epic, just stuff going down. And you're like, they could totally end it right here and just leave it at that. But they keep going. So I'm very interested to see where it ends. Lots of crazy stuff is happening that kind of like I really want to, and this kind of backs up like my thinking that I think finishing a series, then rewatching it, like making sure it's fully resolved, like all seasons are out, it's done, then rewatching it is the way to go. Because we always have that like need to be like, oh, I need to rewatch season 1 and 2 before 3 comes out. And I'm kind of starting to teeter on the side of like, no, like let them sit, let the series end, and then rewatch it in wholesome day. Because as I approach the end of Attack on Titan here, just so many things put a lot of other story elements from previous seasons in like a different perspective. Kind of like, shout out Mr. Robot.
Mr. Robot. Yes. If you didn't bring it up, I was going to bring it up. So
yeah. So this is one of those situations
good
where
job out of you.
It's much better to just wait till it's all done and then spend your time to go back and rewatch it all as like one whole thing, because you get so much more out of it that way, and optimizes your rewatch time. So yeah, this one, it's been good. It's been very good. Very crazy stuff here. Aaron is on one. He is just like popping off.
He's still yelling.
No, he's so relaxed.
Whoa. All right. So I
Spoiler.
watched
He's
all
chill.
of season 1.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good season right there.
I think I watched the first episode of season 2, but then I didn't stop because I didn't like what I was watching. I really did like what I was watching. Just other more important things came up, unfortunately. So I definitely plan on getting back to it, and I might just wait until it's all out. You're saying.
Yeah, and it's one of those seasons where in like the first half of the season, even like the first half of the second half, blah blah blah. It's just cool. It was continuing the epicness and just the present story, right, of what is going on. But now, in like the second half of the second half, see what they've done here. They've caused a real big problem. It's making other seasons, as I go back and look through like the season list, like episodes make more sense, or like season 3 is kind of like a weak point for me in the series, but things that are going on now kind of makes sense why season 3 exists and why they covered what they did, because it didn't make sense at the time really, but full circle, oh wow, like there it is. Like that's why it's there.
Yeah.
So it's just cool things like that. I just love it when series can just keep things in like complete perspective and make value out of everything that's already come, because you have the other series that the last season's like, it's just like one package story, and everything that happened before could technically just kind of not exist.
Yeah. I gotta say, I did that with Mr. Robot even before the final season completely concluded. Like I was like an episode or 2 left in the final season waiting for them to release, and I was like, I gotta restart this show.
That's fair.
And boy howdy, like what happens in that final season, especially those last few episodes, especially the very last episode, like when you go back and rewatch everything that happened, like the entire series, completely different. Like 100% changes how everything plays out. And it actually shows you how brilliant that crew was with exactly what they did in that show, because everything mattered. Everything built towards something. So you got to love it when shows do that. Will Attack on Titan do that? We don't know. Maybe. Sounds like, Nick thinks it could potentially.
It's doing it, because I want to go rewatch it now. Even before, like you said, even before it's over, like the seeds are already there to be like, need to go rewatch it, because it's so much different now.
Yeah, and that's I feel like that's the sign of a great show and brilliant storytelling.
Well, I was gonna say, like remember, like on wellness walks and just those just general conversations when you it's fun to say it, but it's like full circle, right? When you finally arrive back at like a certain topic and it's like connected through a different way, that's also like a sign of like a good conversation. At least in our younger minds, maybe like older people don't think that, but the way our brains work, when we arrive back at that like point of origination, like boom, full circle.
Yep.
We can wrap this conversation up and set it on the shelf because that was a success.
Yep.
And I think that kind of sings true for story or series and things like that.
Yeah, definitely makes storytelling a little bit better when that's able to happen. I just gotta do this because I'm paying 100% attention to everything that we're talking about here. But since the episode's a little more laid back and we don't have like a super like serious topic and we
Dead
super need to
serious.
focus on,
Attack on Titan isn't to be joked about.
I've been floating around, checking our Twitter page, checking a bunch of Discord servers I'm in, and getting some updates about the Batman that premiered today, right? New Batman movie out today.
Tell me.
No, I'm not telling you anything except comment best Batman ever, hands down. And this is in...
I believe it. It's in IMAX, dude.
This is in...
I wanted to go see a movie in IMAX. That hasn't happened since Interstellar. And the fact that I want to go see this movie without even really seeing anything but a teaser, I just know it like deep down, like it's going to be glorious.
Another comment from this Discord server. Robert Pattinson is the most well-rounded Batman ever. Wouldn't be mad at all if they figured out how to drop him in the DCU. So that's some pretty high praise. By the way, credit reading this in the Scene Snobs Discord server. So if they're chattering about this in that way, granted, this isn't Mick or Casey saying this, but any friend of the Scene Snobs probably is snobby about their scenes as well. Probably have high standards, I would say. But yeah, getting some high praise out there. I know Jordan couldn't be with us tonight. He's always invited and welcome to be a part of our episodes, but he wasn't able to join us tonight because he is seeing the Batman right now. I actually got invited like 3 hours ago, last minute, to go see it with some other friends. So yeah, man, I don't know, the hype about this movie, I am feeling it and so excited to watch it. It looks amazing and I can't wait.
That's some good affirmation for me to go see it in IMAX.
Yeah. Does Tinseltown have IMAX?
Nah, bro. They just have big HD, fun, massive screen.
XD crap.
Yeah, you gotta. IMAX is special. It's extra special.
Where's the closest?
Crocker Park, West Side, Cleveland.
Sorry.
It's worth the journey, dude. Because I mean, it's like the HD screens, the XD screens in Tinseltown. It's probably like 2 or 3 times the size of that crap.
Jeez, dude.
Maybe twice if you like. Screens are weird, but you know what I mean. Like it's absolutely massive, and it's a whole different experience. It's bananas. Like Interstellar when they're on the frickin' the time slow planet and the waves.
Yeah,
bananas, absolutely bananas.
What
when
I
he's
want to
falling
do
through like the dimension, right? Like the like shuddering. There's like a huge bass vibration in that scene, and it's bananas.
Dude, I want to go to one of those. I think they're like 4D theaters. They're called, where like the seats move and vibrate, and they like shoot mist and smells and crap. I want that 4D experience, bro.
That's a little much. I don't know about all that.
Let's go to like some Halloween slasher movie, and they're just like squirting fake blood everywhere.
Fake blood packets. Blah.
Be like going to a Guar concert, which I've seen Guar live before, and they do shoot,
or a Rammstein concert,
fake blood cannons out into it. I gotta say, I'm not a fan of Guar's music, but man, do they put on an entertaining show.
I'm sure.
Like that was one of the craziest things I've ever seen. That was one of the most fun concerts I ever went to. I don't even remember what it was called, but it was some like giant metal festival in the Scene Pavilion, which I don't even know if that's still like a venue anymore. But if you're like standing at Progressive Field, I almost called it Jacobs Field, and you're looking out across towards like the bridge where the Guardian statues
It's the
are.
pavilion on the river.
Yeah, it's not the amphitheater. It's not Tower City Amphitheater.
No.
It's like
It used
on
to be
the
called
other side.
Jacob's Pavilion, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, probably. But it was out there, so it was outside. It was around July 4th. The festival went from like noon to in the wee hours of the night. And I remember Lamb of God was one of the huge bands that played towards the end. And in the middle of their set, they were having like 4th of July fireworks at Jacobs Field. And so like they kind of just stopped and we all just watched the fireworks for a little bit and then they like went ham.
That's cool.
It was fun. There were a lot of great bands there.
Pretty sure I saw Black Hippie there. Like
Yeah.
at the same place you're talking about.
Yeah,
It was a
dude.
good time.
It was fun. I mean, I didn't go with you, but I'm assuming it was a good time.
Oh yeah.
I had a good time.
Like 2013, like Kendrick Lamar and all that stuff. Like good stuff. Early stuff, man.
Nice.
What's listening segment?
Yeah, little what's listening in there.
Drop it.
Dude, I don't even know what I listen to these days. Just a bunch of like lo-fi video game music.
I listened to some Brando because someone started talking about conspiracies in another like Discord server. And Alex Jones came up, so I had to play the Brando song "Conspiracy" because it's just fantastic.
Dude,
Shout
please
out!
tell me what the conspiracy was that came up.
It's just like general conspiracies, like just the idea of conspiracies.
Lame.
And someone was talking about Alex Jones, so it just like kind of all fit
Turn the
together,
frog
man.
scary.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was good.
I
Got some
was
stuff
listening-
that'll whack your brain permanently.
When I wasn't watching game streams, by the way, I was catching up on Biosiv's Ghost of Tsushima stream
I need
today.
to watch that.
His first stream. Yeah, we could talk about that in a second. But when I wasn't watching game streams or random YouTube videos, which I came across a funny conspiracy video today too myself, and it was like a 7-minute video about the Middle Ages not existing. Like apparently there's people out there that think the Middle Ages did not exist. And this video is really funny, like disproving it. But anyways, it's very convoluted, so I'm not going to get into it. But YouTube, the Middle Ages not existing, and you'll be pretty entertained. But I was listening to a Nintendo Jazz / Funk covers compilation, and it's some of the songs on that playlist actually slap pretty hard. Not gonna lie. Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima. Like we're getting way off topic, but that's okay. That's why I love these episodes. Like I know you and Chad really, hold that game in high regards.
We did a Patreon episode about it.
Yes. One of the many cool, very hyper specific Patreon episodes. Got Spider-Man No Way Home. We got Sifu.
Yep. Got the Expanse. Season 6 specifically.
Yeah. But holy cow, that game is so epic looking. Like the opening, so gnarly. Holy crap.
It's immersive and it's just like very captivating would be the word, because it's just beautiful and very nice.
Yeah, looks awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Told you they capture swinging that sword very well.
Yeah.
You will dream.
Between watching Bio play Ghosts and then watching Chad's walkthrough of Sekiro, I'm just like, oh, no, I just want to be a samurai.
You're feeling real violent.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. No. Yeah. So back to what I've been watching, because you did say something you were watching, right? Attack on Titan. Yeah. That's what
yes, sir.
I'm going through my backlog spreadsheet, which I noticed before we started that I've chipped away like almost all my number one priorities, because yes, I do have them sorted with priority levels, because why do something if you're not going to go 100%? That's how I was raised. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for instilling that value in me. So when I made this spreadsheet, I prioritized the shows and or movies. I'll wait for the applause to end. The only thing left on my high priority section is the movie Don't Look Up, which I want to watch. So it'll still be watched. But I've caught up, finished The Expanse. We finished Book of Boba Fett, obviously. Waiting on a new season of Ted Lasso. I caught up and finished Ozark Part 1. Was really good. Like, really, really good.
Yeah, I completely forgot I watched that since we've talked about this. Totally finished that season.
Well, they have the Part 2 coming out soon, right? So we
Season 5, I get it.
Yeah. Really anxious to see how this wraps up because this half season has been pretty gnarly. Caught up on the new season of Letterkenny. I believe last time we talked, I did a What's Watching. I talked about the show on HBO Max, Landscapers.
Yes.
Okay, that was good. I've started Game of Thrones. It's in my high priority list. I've been slowly chipping away. I haven't watched it in a while because there's been way too much stuff to watch for the podcast. Still waiting on a new season, hopefully, of Carnival Row, and new season of Barry, which is coming out in April, I think. So won't have to be waiting much longer for that. I'm excited for that. The one show that I've watched recently and completely caught up on is The Wheel of Prime. The Wheel of Prime. The Wheel of Time on Amazon Prime. Wow,
there you go.
Kind of just consolidated that whole sentence into The Wheel of Prime.
No need to say extra words. Just rolled up.
Yeah, you guys knew what I was talking about. But yeah, I've caught up. Only one season out. Good show. I would hesitate to put it in great or amazing category, but it's definitely not. It's not bad. I think at times it has some great moments, but I would say across the first season we're largely sitting at the above average level. There's some like real teen angsty type moments. I think the concept is really cool. But sometimes it's just like characters being angry for no reason and being like real angsty and that. But I'd say the special effects are kind of cool. The concept of the story is really cool. The set pieces looked really cool. The bad guys looked really cool.
Especially and Lost in Space had elements of that to where like every episode kind of felt like sometimes characters took on a new like uncalled for personality trait. Like for this episode, you're gonna be super upset with this person, but next episode, forget about it. Like you're good.
Yeah,
that all wrapped up. It's just weird sometimes. I don't know if that's like in the writer, like who writes it, who directs it, like who makes the decision.
I'm not sure. I haven't read the books. Apparently, there's like 15 books, and I'm not exaggerating.
Yikes.
And apparently they changed a lot from the books to the show. Our former chief moderator, Fortress Tiberius, has read the first book at least and tried to watch the show and said he just wasn't feeling all the stuff that they changed, so he stopped watching. But like with that being said, I don't know what the target audience is. Like the demographic, is this like a young adult book, Is it supposed to be full of teen angst because the audience is most likely angsty teens, Or is that just a bad creative direction that it was taken? Because I think there's enough tension and stuff that you can build up in the story itself without having characters being unwarrantedly angry at things. So I'll continue watching it because I found it entertaining enough to hold my attention for 8 episodes, and I think there's a lot of potential there. But right now it's still sitting like above average for me.
Boo.
Yeah, so I would say if you desperately need something to watch and you're feeling that fantasy itch, you need to scratch it, throw this on. But if you got a lot of stuff to watch, you can put this on the back burner.
Sounds good to me. I was wondering, do we have a Nintendo sponsorship? What you got going on your desk there? You got like a Switch on to play, you got a Pokeball, like what's going on? Like,
yeah, well, you know how Chad goes through phases. Well, I too, basically Chad and I are the same person when it comes to this. Huge Pokemon phase right now.
Okay, so you just have to put that on display.
Yeah, I mean, this Pokeball will probably always be here because it was a gift from my daughters. And it's actually really cool. Got this at the Exchange. Shout out Exchange, please sponsor us. We love you, and we will definitely read ads for you. But it's like a little thing you can they had it full of candy, but it's like tin or aluminum, so
Yeah.
it looks cool, feels cool. It's like appropriate size, I would say. So this will always be out on display because it's awesome.
Nice.
And yeah, the Switch. I mean, I was playing Legends Arceus up until like 3 minutes before we went live, so that's kind of why that's there.
Icarus.
Yeah, Icarus. Yep, Legends Icarus. Shout out, by the way. Go listen to that episode because it was super fun.
Fun. And yeah, I mean, I don't really have room to talk. I'm still going through like this phase of my life.
Yeah, exactly. You have a giant Star Wars light up sign behind you.
Me and George Lucas, we get lunch.
Yeah, humble brag. Little shout out. What's up, George?
Shout out, George.
Yeah, so is there anything else you've been watching?
Yeah, actually, speaking of like rewatching series once they've concluded, and you even mentioned it, Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember you saying that.
I've re-ventured into the world of Game of Thrones. Why? I can't really say. Like this like in the past like couple months, like this weird energy of just saying I want to rewatch things I've seen. Like I think I was just tired of trying to find like the next like really good thing because I have really good things that I'm waiting for, and I didn't want to like just stick something random in there and not be good. Because I think I tried that a couple times and it just didn't pan out. So I was like, Game of Thrones, at least the first 6 seasons are like awesome. I'm at least gonna watch that much because I have to make it to my personal finale, which is the end of season 6, because that's how I think the show should have ended right there.
Your personal finale.
Yeah, my personal finale. Like, boom, show ended there. I would have been like, yeah, Cersei wins. But yeah, I've been rewatching Game of Thrones. I've been really enjoying it. Season 1 is way better than I remember it. And it's just a million times easier to follow once you just like know all the characters, you know what's going on. You pick up on so many different things as you would watching a great show over again. So, and I don't know. And I think by the time I finish Game of Thrones here a second time, it makes a strong argument to say I already don't think the last season was that bad. I don't have an issue with it. So
that's Chad's opinion too.
Yeah, and in rewatching it, a lot of people's gripes, they're kind of set up. Like it's set up that way from the beginning. I think people got stuck in like some weird fantasy of like what they thought these character arcs should pan out to be. But really, it's like the same character arc they've always been on since the very beginning of the show.
Yeah.
And rewatching is going to really reinforce that for me. And it already is. So people can get over it.
Yeah. Chad's stood firm in the position that season 8 isn't bad. Just get over it. And the whole context of the story, it wraps everything up or tells. I forget exactly what he said, but
yeah,
it does exactly what it needs to do, and it's not bad. Get over it.
Yeah. Like a lot of character arcs, like they were set up that way from the beginning, and also my wider philosophy of like things just end sometimes. Like there's plenty of people in the world that had a lot going for them, and they had this crazy story arc they probably should have panned out, but guess what? They just randomly died one day, and that was the end of it.
Are you
So
trying to tell me that people just randomly die in the show? Are you spoiling this, or is that just
I mean, I
an
feel like that's how.
analogy?
No, that's people kind of feel like people in the last season just random things and like story arcs were ended and didn't pan out the way they thought they should and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
when you have a story with like 24 arcs going, what do you want it to do? Go 20
Right.
seasons?
Yeah, that's a lot of arcs.
Yeah, like some people just don't win. Like it's the Game of Thrones. Like someone has to win. You can't just
Yeah.
be like, yeah, okay, well, hold on, they can't win yet. We have to finish this arc first, then they can win later. It's just silly. But yeah, I've been enjoying rewatching that. Definitely not a letdown on a rewatch there.
Nice. Yeah, I got to get back to it.
Where are you at?
Tail end of season 1, maybe finished season 1. It's not super far.
Yeah. I'm into season 2, so catch up, dude.
What happened?
Catch up, dude.
I think Ned Stark is the dude from Lord of the Rings, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sean Bean.
Yes. He like took the seat of the king because the king died in the like hunting accident or whatever.
Oh yeah, you're almost at the end.
And like his forces were, like his soldiers or whatever were in the hall in front of the throne or whatever. And the I don't remember
Kingsguard
names. The Queen's people like basically slaughtered all of Ned Stark's soldiers. That's what I remember last. So
you're like episode 7 or 8.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's 10. Is there 10? There's
so
10
right
episodes?
at the tail end of season 1.
Yeah, you're about to wrap that up. I would say just hurry up and finish that so you can just say put that one in the books and then start season 2 at some point.
Yeah. Nice. Again, multitasking here on the episode, and I changed some things on my log here.
Busy.
Dude, every time I say anything like that, it just makes me think of Frosty the Snowman. Hopefully that's what you're going with.
Oh,
Messy.
Yep, every time.
Yeah, so my high priorities now, I only have 4 things here because all of my other ones I'm just waiting on new seasons. So I got that junk out of there. So it feels a lot less daunting. So I got Game of Thrones, Ozark, waiting for that last season, Don't Look Up. And then the show that I've just started 2 nights ago is called Reservoir Dogs. Or no, Reservation Dogs.
There you go.
I'm going to have to change the title to this episode because I'm pretty sure I put Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, no, you did put Reservoir Dogs. I'm
sorry,
dummy.
but it's a play on that show or that movie.
Yeah,
obviously.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah.
I'll change that. We can talk about Reservoir Dogs. I mean, you should watch that movie if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to.
Have you seen any Quentin Tarantino movies?
Yes.
Like what?
Kill Bills, Inglourious Bastards.
Okay.
Okay. There was that. What was that one like? Shoot. I'm gonna have to look it up. But anyways, Reservation Dogs. We've reported on this show on newscasts in the past, but it's a show by the lovely Taika Waititi.
Taika
follows a group of young adults / teenagers. I think they're still in high school. Actually, they might still be in high school. But Native Americans living on a reservation in Oklahoma. Excuse me. And they're kind of like a little gang, petty thieves, if you will. I've seen 2 episodes so far. The first one kind of it took me a little bit to for it to catch on. But I think by episode 2, I was, feeling the show, and it's it's pretty good. But from what I've gathered so far, there are thieves on this reservation trying to save up money to run away to California because they're convinced that this place, they're if they stay there, they're just gonna die there, right? They want to experience more. Apparently, one of their friends died a year ago or something. One of their like high school friends died, and that kind of like spurred this them wanting to run away to California. But I sent out a tweet. Oh no. Did I tweet Reservoir Dogs too? I probably did. God, I'm such an idiot. But yeah, it's got like this like charming teen innocence to it. It has some kind of like dumb Napoleon Dynamite, almost like Letterkenny type humor. And it also has some like real trippy like spiritual scenes to it that are like kind of funny. So it's a well-rounded show, kind of like innocent, feel good kind of comedy, but like also about a rough pack of high school gang members who are petty thieves. I don't know. It's interesting. I think I need to watch more to get like to form a full opinion on the like quality, my full take on the series. But 2 episodes in, I'm enjoying it. It's made me laugh a few times. It's also
Nice.
had a nice charm, like serious tone to it when it's needed it. Kind of hits you in the feels every now and then. Yeah, it's on Hulu. Only 20-minute or so episodes, so it's a short watch. Yeah, we'll
It's
see.
in my next like tier down of like things to watch. Once I
Yeah.
kind of work through the active tier, it's like the inactive tier of things to watch.
I still am so mad at myself that I called it Reservoir Dogs. That's so funny.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, I'm an idiot.
Understandable.
So what are you gonna?
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Well, that's exciting. I'm glad you're watching it and you're enjoying it. I will watch
Just
it
really,
someday.
I think. Now I don't think Taika Waititi wrote it, so that could play a little bit into it. But
He directs.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like, coming off of a show like What We Do in the Shadows, it's not at that level.
Get on my level.
But it is getting me excited for his upcoming like pirate comedy. This Flag Means Death or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like really excited about that. But real quickly, I'm just trying to find the writer because I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Where are you?
Where are you?
Dang, bro.
Dang, bro.
You can continue on while I look this up.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, never mind. Here you go. Created by Taika Waititi and Sterling Harjo.
They're writers or created? You say created.
Created by
a writer.
Yeah, but I mean,
who's the writer?
Pretty sure Sterling writes a lot. Anyways, continue.
Anyways, is right. So the other thing I've been watching that I think I need to watch the most recent part 3 of 3, probably after this because it's just the way it is. But I've been watching Jeen-Yuhs on Netflix, if you will.
Jeen-Yuhs.
Jeen-Yuhs, because Yeezus is a genius. Our boy Kanye West has a Netflix documentary about him, 3-parter. They're basically like a movie each. And
a movie each.
Yeah.
Holy
They're
cow.
like an hour and 40 each.
Dang, bro.
Full on stuff. And the coolest part about it that probably goes unappreciated is that from like day one of him setting off on this like path of glory,
Mhm.
he had someone filming him for a eventual documentary.
That's interesting.
So a local Chicagoan who previously ran he was on a local station called Channel Zero that was like pretty popular amongst the black and like hip hop community. So
Oh, nice.
someone from that did a show there. He left that because he saw what Kanye was doing and decided that he would film Kanye.
This guy might be up to something.
Right? So there's just this incredible amount of footage from like 2000, no, even like 90s. Like it's early stuff
Dang.
as far as Kanye and the come up before like he was popular, his like early struggles as like a producer trying to be a rapper. Back then, like if you're a producer, like you weren't going to be a rapper the way like the industry worked and everything. So it's just a really good insight into his life. And obviously, I think at this point, it might slightly change people that are on the fence about him, like intrigued by him and his music, but like dislike him for other reasons. I don't think it's going to change anyone that does not like Kanye West. They're not going to watch this and be like, oh wow, I love him all of a sudden. Like at this point, your mind's made up. But if you are, if you're a fan of Kanye West or you're any somewhat intrigued by otherwise a very talented person, regardless of, any sort of public stunts or things he's done, like it's generally a pretty interesting watch. Sheds a lot of light on just people think like, he's going crazy or like he became this. And, I talked about this with Wendigoon when he was
Shout
last
out.
on. If you know kind of like Kanye's story, like he's always been the way he is. Like nothing's new really with him. Like his personality, the way he thinks, the things he does, like the writing's on the wall from nearly day one. And it's just like incredible because you think like, a lot of times stars and like celebrities, they like change over time and go through phases. He does, but in his own like climate of things. Like the dude set out from like the get go to be who he wants to be. And it's pretty incredible.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I think I might have to watch that soon.
I mean, yeah. And I mean, if you like hip hop and like kind of history, stuff like that, you see a lot of people, other rappers and producers and people that are very popular, like interacted with him all throughout this time. Like he's in the studio with Ludacris because like he had such trouble getting his first album made. He would borrow studio time from other rappers when he could. So like he would kind of he would show up, he would have a session with them, but like he would use that time to like help build his thing because he couldn't get the funds from the studio. It's cool. It's cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm sure it's a real interesting watch for sure. And I really am going to watch it soon.
Yeah.
For reasons yet undisclosed. But quick update, quick tweet watch. I did actually tweet Reservation Dogs, so we're good.
Okay, good.
My Freudian slip was just on our title tonight and the beginning of my talk about it. So yeah, dude. That does sound really interesting because, of course, albeit polarizing, he is a very interesting person. And whether you like him or not, you can't deny he is a creative genius. So it'd be very cool to see, because I'm not like a Kanye super fan, so I don't really know that much about him. So it'll be cool to see, where he came from and his creative process and how he started and all that stuff. I think it would be really interesting.
Yeah. The dude's he's wild. He's wild. I mean, it's a lot to, title the documentary Jeen-Yuhs, but what are you gonna do? It just is what it is.
Yep.
It is what
Kanye.
it is.
Kanye being Kanye.
Gagne.
One other thing that's had my attention tonight is while I'm staring here at the screen, the background art for this, like, I love it.
Oh,
It's so
fun.
cool. Like
It's
that thumbnail, it's very cool.
so good looking.
Yeah, shout out B.
Pleasant. It's pleasant.
Yeah. All the little images in there are very cool looking. Anyways, all over the place tonight. That I think that like wraps up what I've been watching.
Same.
Oh, nice. Are there any shows or movies that you're like looking forward to or kind of like coming up next for you on the docket?
Yeah, I don't know what's next. I definitely need to finish like Attack on Titan. I gotta stick with that. I even think I have 2 episodes I need to watch. And actually, if I'm
Is that a weekly release?
Weekly on Sundays or is it Fridays? I always get confused, and that's why I never know when to watch it. But I always end up just watching them sometime during the weekend. So yeah, it's weekly, and sometimes I get surprised. I'm like, oh, I have 2 episodes, and that's always pleasant.
Yeah.
I might have 3 though now, but I've been in this weird because there's so much stuff out there. HBO and Netflix have like my big like two watch lists, right? Like what I need to watch. I kind of want to check out Vikings Valhalla on Netflix because that just looks good. Looks like some top-notch stuff. There is some news leaked out like that Chappelle, the clickbait was like Chappelle's new Netflix shows or series. It's actually he's producing a series of other comedians to perform. So the first one came out called Earthquake. That might be the title of the series, but like basically just other spotlights on comedians that he likes and works with. So I always enjoy the Chappelle stand-ups on Netflix. So these are basically produced by him. So I'll probably check those out. The Tinder Swindler sounds interesting. That would be something I would get Erin to watch with me because that kind of seems up her alley. She likes those real life kind of mystery things. The other big thing that's on Netflix I want to watch is the new season of Space Force with
that's right,
Steve Carell. So that sneaked out. That's one of those where I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that was a show that I liked that I watched, and there's a second season, and boom, I think it came out last month, February. So those are some of the near and dear things that I want to get to, on top of the many, many things that I need to get back to. Like I need to finish Peaky Blinders. I need to watch a lot of Letterkenny. It's tough. It is tough, especially when you're like rewatching Game of Thrones. So
yeah. Well, luckily, new Letterkenny's only 6 episodes. So,
oh, dude, The Lost Boys is on Netflix. Of course it is. Didn't we have to rent that when we covered that last October?
Yeah, you had to rent that for sure, man. Yeah. Season 3 of Atlanta is coming soon too.
Yep, that's a problem. Definitely gonna have to watch that.
Yep, that's a problem. I'm trying to find the exact date. Here it is, March 24th. So real soon, end of the month soon, 3 weeks soon. Yeah, that's gonna be priority number 1 for me for sure. Been waiting for so long. Yeah, I'm sitting here looking at my list, and there are a lot of HBO shows here in my tier 2 of shows I need to watch.
I was just pulling up like my HBO, like my list. There's so much in there. I want to watch that Kimmy movie.
Yeah, I keep seeing things about that floating around.
Randomly, like The Last Duel, because it has some actors in it. Like that
movie
good.
looks pretty gnarly.
Yeah, there's that. I need to watch the Suicide Squad movie.
That's pretty good.
I
The Last Duel, like that's right in our period piece.
Yeah, it looks
Like
good.
looks pretty sweet.
It's got Kylo Ren in it.
Yeah,
It's got Matt Damon. I owe Chad the honor of watching The Sopranos, so I need to like watch that someday. I do want to watch season 3 of True Detective because I do hear it's better than season 2. There might even be a season 4 too. So like just general catch up there, and then Tenet, of course.
Tenet. Yeah, I need to like finish watching that because I started it and then my internet went out and I couldn't. Like I tried watching that before our Nolan, movie rankings, which was a really fun episode. You should go check it out. I only got like 30 or 40 minutes in and my internet went out for an extended period of time. And I started that movie at like 10 o'clock and there was no way I was going to stay up and wait for my internet to come back on. So I was like, all right, I'm going to bed.
Wasn't meant to be.
Yeah. But I'm looking here like Westworld. I need to watch the last, season of that. I have True Detective on here, and I think I started season 2, got like 2 episodes in, and like we were renting it from Family Video because I didn't have HBO back then, so never finished that. I still need to watch the last season of Titans. That show was fun. I was super excited for season 3 to come out, but it's been on the back burner for almost 6 months now. I've heard good things about Station 11. I've wanted to watch Sharp Objects when that released, but I didn't have, HBO then. Mare of Easttown, which you've recommended.
Oh, Mare of Easttown.
Lovecraft Country. I want to watch that. Watchmen. That's just HBO on my second tier of importance here.
Dude. So HBO has this thing called what TD recommends.
Mm-hmm.
Taika Waititi recommends. And it looks like it's just like a list of movies that he recommends watching.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I still need to watch the What We Do in the Shadows movie.
Is it based on the show?
No, the show is based on the movie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like in the same world and some characters appear in both. Like the movie follows Taika Waititi and Jermaine Clement, their characters, like the writers and creators of the show were the writers and creators of the movie, and they starred in the movie. They were 2 of the 3 vampires that the documentary crew is following around. And in the show, their vampires are on the Vampiric Council in like season 1 or 2 or whatever. So it's like a fun little cameo appearance, which by the way, that episode, I don't know, have you gotten that far?
No, but they started setting that up because like the ancient one like comes to their house.
When you get to the Vampiric Council thing, like that entire episode is hysterical, like so funny, and I think you'll get a kick out of who's on the council. Yeah, I need to watch that movie for sure. And then like I really want to watch the Batman, which I have to go to a theater for, which is impossible finding a babysitter for an 8-month-old. And then I'm trying to sneak away to see the Uncharted movie. Luckily Becca actually wants to see that and brought it up to me. And I was like, yeah, sure, I guess I'll go see that movie with you.
Does she like Mark Wahlberg and
she likes old Tommy H,
Yeah, okay. She likes Tom Holland.
Yeah.
She likes the younger lad there than the
funny story, I've been streaming Uncharted 4 over on Facebook. Go like and follow our Facebook page so you can get notified when I go live. One of the streams, I'm standing there like looking out at the ocean when you get to one of the islands, or you get to Scotland, or I don't remember where I was. But I was looking out at the ocean, and she like tuned into the stream for some unknown reason. She must have been bored out of her mind. And she's like, wow, this game looks really pretty. And I was like, yes, it does.
Like, sure does.
That game is beautiful, and I'm playing on a PS4, so I can only imagine what it looks like on a PS5.
Yeah, PS5 upgrade's nice.
I think
silly.
I've said like 100 times on stream, like, wow, look at the water.
Wow.
Like
the
water is beautiful. Oh man. Yeah, there's looking on. I need to like update my list with some stuff that we've talked about on the newscast. But
I just can't keep up. It's just like too much to watch.
yeah,
There's too much content. Everyone needs to dial it back. Every studio, every service needs to dial it back. Like, what is all this content for? Like, who is watching it all?
Yeah, not me. I mean, I'm trying, but I can't. I will say that between like playing through Legends Arceus for the, I mean, I was playing through that regardless, but like I really needed to play through the entire, the entirety of the story before the podcast. And then I'm like playing through Uncharted for an upcoming episode. So between like staying current with Peacemaker so I could do those episodes that I had to sit out on, unfortunately, staying current with these two games so I can talk about them on the podcast, there just hasn't been much time for recreational watching,
Doing it for the cast.
That's right. But I still have somehow squeezed out like the Wheel of Time and starting Reservation Dogs. So yeah, I guess you just don't sleep. That's always my solution.
Sacrifice the sleeping hours.
Just don't sleep. I'll sleep when I'm dead. Yeah, I don't know. You got anything else you need to get off your chest?
I don't think so. I see the Joker's on HBO. You seem to watch Joker again. So I saw that in theaters, when that came out.
Look at you.
Some time ago.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Rewatch that. I'm kind of like in a rewatch phase. Like I just basically have my roadmap of things that like grab my top tier attention in terms of things I need to watch, and then I'm kind of in the mood to rewatch some stuff.
Nice. Oh yeah, we do have so we have our Answer the Boys topic, segment of the episode every week. And I wasn't actually expecting to get anything for this section since we changed the episode topic like, I don't know, a couple hours before we went live.
Happens.
But our Discord users, they're on top of things. Oh man, I love our Discord community. If you haven't joined yet, you really should. There's a link in our episode description. But man, there's just some really cool people in our Discord that always talking about something. But we asked, what you guys have been watching, and we got a few responses. So Rachel's Holiday, familiar face. She says, first, she's glad for the extra ranking time for the Star Wars movie tier list. But in addition to so much Star Trek, today was the first time since 1999 that two series in the franchise had the same air date. Impressive. She also started season 2 of Call Me Kat on Hulu and slowly working my way through Maid on Netflix. Maid is another show that my wife watched.
Yeah, same.
That I only caught scenes here and there of. And what I did catch was some of the most depressing content I've seen in a long time. And that's saying something coming from me who usually watches like dark and disturbing and like depressing content.
Yeah,
that show just made me feel certain kinds of sad that I don't want to feel anymore.
Yeah, that show really does kind of capture the like real life existential like sadness of people's situations or people in that situation. Like it's just dang.
So I'm glad to hear that she's slowly working through that show. That is definitely the pace you need to take. And then Ugly Kid Joe Cross says, and that's his Discord name. I'm not calling him ugly. Okay, just putting
Joe
that out
Cross,
there.
He's ugly kid too.
Yeah, our friend Joe Cross, he says, I just finished watching Alice in Borderland on Netflix. It was good. Weird, but good. It's tournament seasons for the Flesh and Blood trading card game, and a new set just came out, so I've been watching a lot of the tournaments to see what decks are being played. Other than that, I haven't been watching much. I catch wrestling when I can. So yeah, Alice in Borderland. I've heard about that, but the actual show is escaping my mind, so I'm going to IMDb it. Shout out IMDb if you guys want to sponsor Showboys.
Please.
Yeah. Alice in Borderland on Netflix. A group of bored delinquents are transported to a parallel dimension as a part of a survival game. It's got a 7.6 out of 10. It appears to be probably a foreign show.
Probably.
Storyline. Arizu is a man without much money or luck. He is unemployed and currently as well. Out of the blue, a blinding light engulfs him one day, in whose aftermath the city of Tokyo has lost all its inhabitants, save Arisu and two friends. This is a dangerous and potentially fatal game of survival now in which they are forced to take part. So yeah, Japanese show. Interesting. Sounds pretty gnarly. I like the name, Alice in Borderland. Kind of makes me, think of Alice in Wonderland, obviously. Yeah. Thank you, Joe and Rachel, for replying on such quick, short notice. The answer to the boys' topic of the week. Like I said, we post the topic of each week's episode there in our Discord in the Answer the Boys channel and ask you for your thoughts and opinions, and then we read them on the show and talk about them. We love the input you guys have. We even once had an entire episode fueled solely off of Answer the Boys replies. So keep them coming. We love reading them, and most of the time they spark some good conversations between us here on the show. Yeah. Is there anything we need to plug? I mean, we don't have a companion series anymore. Life feels weird and empty. We got the newscast Monday, couple conversations with my wife tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, tune in. What's the topic? Do you give that information out early?
Yeah, we have an Instagram that everyone can follow at Couple Conversations. Let me pull up Monday here because we have it on there. Last week was an interesting topic. 2 weeks ago, or 2 episodes ago, was a real heavy topic. Last week we talked about where we'd want to go if we ever served on a mission trip. 2 episodes ago, we talked about like character and gave kind of like a life update on what we've been experiencing here at the Courtney household for the last probably year or so. And
turn up
my in particular battle with a bout of anxiety and depression, and kind of how we dealt with that as a family. So if you are interested in that, go listen. It was fun and kind of therapeutic. But this week, this is the week we're actually talking about character. So the topic is, how do you describe me to other people? What makes you feel proud to be married to me?
That's a good topic.
Yeah, it should be a fun episode. I've really enjoyed doing that podcast with her. I think we brought it up last week. But it's like creating a space for like intentional conversation with each other. Not that we don't talk to each other, but like some of the topics that we talk about aren't really something that would come up in everyday conversation. So it's been cool to like, in a way, be forced to sit down and like think about those things and then like talk it out with her. So I've really enjoyed doing it, even if, I don't know, if it's catching on or whatever. Like the views and listens don't really matter to me as much as like just having that time to have those intentional conversations. So I don't know. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, they're good.
We're planning on having some guests on soon, hopefully. We have something lined up at the end of April. yeah, that'll be fun. Tune in tomorrow if you're interested. BioCiv's been streaming Ghost of Tsushima. Make sure you check him out. He normally streams in the evening, like right after work time, like between 5 and 6 to about like 8 or 9-ish. Check out Peace Love Ames. She's been streaming in the late evening, smashing some Pokemon Arceus, and her streams are very good and informational. Speaking of, Chad's been streaming some Sekiro
And Sifu.
He's like went super deep into Sifu. His walkthrough on that is awesome. BioCiv also finished up Sifu lately. But Chad is currently doing a walkthrough for Sekiro, and man, I'm telling you, I think he's like found his niche of like,
Yeah.
he's a really good gamer and very passionate about video games, and he's played this game so much that like, I don't know, he's so good at explaining these games and like strategies and the mechanics and like all that stuff. So his walkthroughs are really, really, really good. So
Yeah, he's sharp.
If you're interested in Sekiro or like stuck on a certain part or just want to learn about it, or you just want to watch somebody who's really good at playing it, like check out his streams. He streams typically in the afternoons, like I don't know, noonish to about 3-ish.
Yeah, 11 a.m. to like 3 or 4.
Yeah, dude. He streams over Showboys Gaming. BioCiv and Peace Love Ames stream on their own channels, which you can find their YouTube pages on ours. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have anything else.
That's about it. I mean, yeah, you plugged all the gaming stuff, stream team, and all that action going on. Other than that, make sure jump in the Discord. Tell us how you would rank all Star Wars movies. Right? Tell us how that goes for you, and it might help us make some key decisions on that next week. So looking forward to that for sure.
Yeah, it should be a really fun episode next week. I mean, Chad, dude, you had like 3 episodes off. You couldn't have got sick one of those weeks.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and you get sick this week. Your triumphant return.
I was just telling him the last time him and I were on an episode was four episodes. This is the 5th now consecutive Thursday. He and I have not been on a Thursday episode.
Rip. But yeah, hopefully he'll get better and he'll be back in true Chad form next week to help us with this Star Wars tier list. Yeah. Subscribe, like, follow, go to Patreon, go to our Discord, check out our merch shop.
Do it.
In the meantime, have a lovely night, you guys. We'll see you hopefully tomorrow or Monday for the newscast. Good day. I just got to do it one more time for good measure. Down with the sickness! Bye.